Don't do something stupid. We've all been in the situation. We're stressed out. We got to talk in front of people, whatever it might be. And we keep telling ourselves, don't do something stupid. And the New England Patriots are doing just that. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron on the daily Patriots content. Don't miss out. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button because I know you're great people. So hit it for me and comment below. Talking about today, a signing by the Patriots, why it's good for them. As well, we're going to jump into a story, a potential thing the Patriots could do that I've had a lot of people in the comments begging for. We're going to talk about it, and I'm going to ask you, the listener, the watcher, what you think. So we're going to jump right into it off the bat. Jack Gibbens, former Tennessee Titan linebacker, undrafted free agent, played with the Tennessee Titans the past 3 years, was under Mike Vrabel for a little bit, obviously, with the Titans, is being added on a one-year deal to the New England Patriots, adding depth to these linebackers, which is going to be good. They got Spillane, from the Raiders. Big move. Also another guy that originally knew, guess who? Mike Vrabel. So again, it only makes it better, in my opinion, that Mike Vrabel is bringing in people that he knows and is comfortable with and is saying, listen, I know how this guy works, know how this guy plays. Great. Now, you know what's funny? Kind of ironic, you could say, is Gibbons' best game last year came against the Patriots. He made 14 tackles, 2 tackle for losses, and a hit on the quarterback. So good for him. Good for him. Now, again, we understand that offensive line and how rough it was, but it's great. Got some depth to the linebacker. Knowing a guy that can go in, has experience, is great. Excited for the sign. Comment below. Tell me what you think. Again, the more guys Mike Vrabel can bring in that are his type of guys that can play his system, going to be worth it. Going to be worth it. And obviously, he was good enough to stay with the Titans even after Vrabel was fired. He was good enough to stay there. So, worth the sign. 1 year. Let's see what you do. Easy enough. Like the sign. What do you think? Comment below. As well, want to touch on the Bradbury signing yesterday. A lot of people up and down on it. Let me just say this. The point I'm trying to get across with that is, yes, it's upsetting David Andrews is gone. But we need someone with experience. We need someone to come in. His run blocking, much better than his pass blocking. Again, I said in the episode yesterday, he's not a Pro Bowler. He has started every game, all 88 games he has played, he has started in. And so when it comes down to it, he has experience. I'm not saying he's going to go be some all-pro first-team center. Not saying that. But again, look at the condition our line was in last year and look at where it's now. Significantly better. Now, it's also possible, too, that Ben Brown or Cole Strange, listen, if Bradbury isn't doing what he needs to be doing, there are multiple people on this team that can switch in between center and guard. And I feel like in the NFL, a lot of guys realize, listen, I am more versatile when I can do multiple things, especially if I not just only playing guard, but I can do both. So again, that was the point I was trying to get across, is it's an upgrade to the fact that, listen, look at the line last year. We're getting a guy who has started somewhere else. Yes, the Vikings did upgrade. Good for them. They needed to badly. That offensive line was rough for the Minnesota Vikings. You watch the game against the Rams, against the Lions at the end of the year. In the Lions pass rush, that defense, they struggled after they lost Hutchinson. And they had a lot of injuries. And they were able to look, they made that Vikings offensive line look like Swiss cheese. It was bad. But again, that was not just Bradbury. It was multiple parts of the line. And if one person falls out, it can make the whole line look bad, especially that interior. So again, I still think it's better than what we're coming from, for sure, last year. Again, could have been better, 100%. Last but not least, what I want to jump into today, Ashton Jeanty. A lot of people have said, Aaron, listen, number 4, we got to take him. Or even if we trade back and still have the opportunity to get him, we have to get him. I'm going to break down the case for and against drafting him. And I'm going to be honest with you right now. I in my heart of hearts, don't get me wrong, I would love to have him on the Patriots. but I have a hard time seeing the Patriots actually going out and drafting them. That is just my opinion. Everyone's sitting there typing. Listen, right now at the running back position, that is more of a luxury. I'm just going to say how it is. I'm going to give you what I believe. That is not, we need to work from the trenches out. So right now, like I said yesterday, I think I'm led to believe it's going to be a Will Campbell. Membu, maybe from Missouri, continues to jump up the list. I think those are bigger needs. Even if there's a potential of getting Abdul Carter, for sure. Again, a lot of people are like, that's a far-fetched idea, Aaron. That's not going to happen. Yes, I know. Trust me, I know. My wife tells me all the time, not going to happen. Again, I know. But when we look at running back, that according to needs, that's way down the list. Way down the list. So let me say this. Remember last year, Ramondre Stevenson, he got an extension, 4 years. He's getting paid pretty good money for a running back. We know running backs in this league have been devalued quite a bit. So enough where you have a lot of running backs who have not been picked in the first round. They've dropped out of the first round quite a bit. You look at Ramondre Stevenson, case in point, he was a 4th round pick, starting running back in the NFL. Yes, he had fumble issues this past year, and I'm not going to blame that on the line. I'm going to blame that on him because you got to protect the ball, protect the rock. But we all know he has the potential. And I think it would be a rough move, not a smart idea after giving him, sorry, got the hiccups coming, giving him an extension like that to go and draft someone else that we're like, okay, he's going to start. Now, granted, I'd have to look more into the contract to see what's guaranteed money, what's not, all these different things. But again, I have faith in Stevenson. That doesn't mean I don't want to draft a running back. That doesn't mean that at all. This is a deep running back class, and we're going to jump into an example as well of how you can wait for, think of Pacheco from the Kansas City Chiefs. He was drafted in the 7th round. Again, you never know. You can find diamonds everywhere, and this class is a deep class. Now, that's the case for keeping Stevenson. Comment below. You might tell me right now, yes, I agree, 100%. Stevenson, great. Now we're moving on to the devil's advocate, Ashton Jeanty. Absolute dog.
In a crowd,
in college, for you. Let me pause that, my fault. In college, in my opinion, my humble opinion, an absolute unicorn at the running back position. I think he should have won Heisman. I wanted to see him win Heisman. I understand any other year, I think he would have. I truly do think he would have. Travis Hunter as well. I'm going to use the same reference, a unicorn. You do not see players playing both sides of the ball like Travis Hunter did. Again, it's a tough decision to make. I lean more towards Jeanty. That's my opinion. Again, I'm a high school PE teacher, so it is what it is. Anyways, strengths, runs low to the ground. We know he's 5'8", fast feet, good vision, trusts the play design. When he picks up momentum, he is a danger. I love that phrase right there. Instant burst, creates yardage with a rare trio of wiggle, power, and speed. Rockets pass contain around the corner to space. Had runs of 50-plus yards in 9 of his 14 games. That is wild. Now, I can't remember the guy's name, but we went back and forth a couple videos ago, and we were talking about it. And again, it opened my eyes. Yes, I watched Mountain West football multiple nights because I wanted to watch Ashton Jeanty, and he is great. He is great. So, listen, I'm going to give you what I think when it comes down to it. The past couple years, the best running back when they've gotten chosen, and this is a case for Jeanty at number 4. Again, whether you like it or not, I've told you I'm playing both sides right now of devil's advocate. You decide what you think. Again, I ultimately don't think it would be a wise decision, but again, if he is the generational talent that we think, then why not? Why not? Bijan Robinson, he was drafted 8th overall in 2023. His rookie year, but we know offensively for the Falcons it wasn't great. This past year, he absolutely took off. Almost 1,500 yards, almost 5 yards average, 14 touchdowns. Again, if you bet on football at all, he was one of those guys, kind of like David Montgomery, who it seemed like he scored almost every week. It was crazy. But again, Bijan Robinson out of Texas, when he was going into the draft, a lot of people said he's a generational running back. He's worth a first-round pick. He is worth a first-round pick. And guess what? He got picked in the first round, the top 8, and he showed that. Now, we remember as well, Jonathan Brooks was picked in the early second round by the Panthers. Didn't really play much, but he, in that draft, was considered the best running back. I believe he had an ACL tear. Correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember it fully. But, again, you look at the disparity between an early second and then a top 10 pick like Bijan Robinson. Now, Kenneth Walker, a handful of years ago, was drafted in the second round. I'm a Michigan State fan. I'm very biased. I was like, he's first one round quality as long as he's not injured. I feel like he's been injured a ton. Another running back, Jahmyr Gibbs, drafted 12th overall, so not top 10, but by Detroit. I remember when that happened, everyone in the state of Michigan flipped out. They were like, what the heck is going on? If you didn't know, I live in Michigan, lived in Maine for a bit. But anyways, a lot of people flipped out. He came onto the scene and absolutely dominated, proving where he was picked in the draft, it was well worth it. And Brad Holmes and the Detroit Lions made a good decision there. So those are 2 examples of first-round picks. And again, if people are saying, like Jahmyr Gibbs, like Bijan Robinson, that Ashton Jeanty is a generational talent, he is going to immediately make a huge impact for this team that needs offensive weapons, it would be a smart choice. And as I'm talking, I'm convincing myself, wow, okay, I get that. I get this side of it. I see the Ramondre Stevenson stuff. He has that potential. We just gave him the extension, all this stuff. But then I see, wow, Ashton Jeanty, he is an absolute dog. Now, Bucky Irving, he was drafted this past year, 4th round, out of Oregon, comes on the scene and has a solid rookie year. 4th round pick. Again, I'm going to tell you, this draft class, if you watch college football this year, there are a lot of great running backs in this league or in this draft. It's going to be deep. So then that's the other conversation. I would put a lot of money the fact that the Patriots will draft. Again, I believe last I checked, Hasty has not got re-signed. So I think it's a very good chance they draft. I put money on it. I put money on it that they're going to draft a running back, and I think it'll be in the later rounds unless they somehow, some way surprise us with Ashton Jeanty if they really fall in love with him. Again, crazy offensive weapon, a lot of potential. The line's not going to be 100% like it's supposed to. And also as well, like we've talked about with McMillan, if you were to get McMillan, Jeanty, anyone who's not an offensive tackle in that 38th spot in the second round, you will still be able to pick a pretty good tackle that should be able to come in and start at left tackle. That is my opinion. There's this offensive tackle class. I think there's 3, maybe 2. Membo from Missouri kind of coming up on Will Campbell, and then Calvin Banks out of Texas. Kind of vying for who I've seen a lot of mock drafts with a lot of different things. The other day I saw a pretty well-known mock draft have Calvin Banks go to the Patriots at 4, which was pretty crazy. But that is to say, this offensive tackle class is pretty deep as well, just like the running back class. So I think you can still get a good offensive tackle at that 38 spot. Connerly out of Oregon, I've talked about that a lot. I think that is a huge potential if he's able to be there. Come in, start, left tackle, boom. But that all to say, this is what I want to ask you. Ashton Jeanty, are you sold or you're not? I know a lot of people are tried and true. Mike Vrabel, what he said, we want to work on the trenches. Again, if you were to ask me who's going to be picked at that 4th spot, I think it's Will Campbell. I think it is. I think he means what he says. I think it's going to be in the trenches unless Abdul Carter fell to us. Travis Hunter would be a very interesting situation as well. But again, I think he sees we need this offensive line worked on. So comment below. You know what? I'm gonna make a what do you call it? A little poll. We're gonna do a poll. Hit that poll if you haven't done it already. Find the poll after this. As well, in the comments, if you want to join in our bracket thing, join that as well. Hit that link. Maybe you'll win something, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll win some pride. Who the heck knows? But anyways, comment below. Ashton Jeanty, what the heck do you think? We'll talk later. Always great seeing you guys. Peace. Hit the subscribe button over here. Peace.